A blessed day to you all. My name is Peter Lino from Sydney, Australia. Welcome to Pathways of Hope. Jesus espousing this unity and infighting within families? Today's reading might seem controversial, but before we jump into any conclusions, let us look at some of the elements of the reading and try to understand the meaning of what's being said. From Luke 12, verses 49 to 53. Jesus said to his disciples, I have come to set the earth on fire, and how I wish it were already blazing. There is a baptism with which I must be baptized, and how great is my anguish until it is accomplished. Do you think that I have come to establish peace on this earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. From now on, a household of five will be divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. A father will be divided against his son, and a son against his father. A mother against her daughter, and a daughter against her mother. A mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. In the first few lines, Jesus talks about setting the earth on fire. He uses the image of fire to illustrate the transformative and sometimes disruptive nature of his message. Just as fire consumes and changes things, Jesus' message ignites a spiritual fire, challenging his followers' beliefs and value system. We can note that anyone who decides to give his or her life to Jesus also makes a choice to reorient what is now valuable to him or her. What was then a preoccupation towards love of self is transformed towards love of God and others. He then talks about his baptism, which involves great anguish, which is in reference to his impending suffering and death on the cross. It is this very act of sacrifice, an ultimate expression of love, which further flames the transformative fire in the lives of his followers. Now comes the seemingly controversial part. He then states that he came not to establish peace, rather division. As mentioned earlier, his message and his very sacrifice presents to every human being a choice to accept Jesus and his teachings or to reject him. This is where such a division can and will occur, for not everyone is willing to give their lives to him who sacrificed his life for all. Unfortunately, such division extends to families. No matter how close-knit a family may be, even if every child in the family was raised in the same way, it comes down to that all-important individual choice to have Jesus as King of our lives. Sadly, the differences on how we value our faith can bring about conflicts in families. In the same way that Jesus' message brings about fire, it is also a message of love. It is the same love which can bring about change in the lives of those who have yet to fully appreciate what Jesus is offering them. There are two extremes which we would need to avoid. We do not want to be filled with self-righteous anger and look with condemnation at family members and friends who have yet to accept Jesus' offer of a new life and a promise of eternal life with him in heaven. Nor should we simply raise our hands in surrender and accept that there's not a hope in the world that they will ever come to know the Lord, giving up on speaking God's truth to them, and more importantly, failing to make real to them Jesus' love through your very life example. My dear friend, today's reading is a challenge for you. Let the fire of Jesus' love call you on to love even more those closest to you who have yet to fully appreciate the unconditional love Jesus has for them. May you all have a blessed day.